Hey everybody, this is a requested look, so here we go. Let's get started. I started off with my e.l.f. primer and prime my entire lid. Next, what I'm going to do is pick up a small blending brush and start with my transition color, which is coming out of my Sephora palette, and I'm using this light shade of brown, and I'm going to put it directly into my crease. So you want to blend this softly and slowly. Small strokes back and forth or in a circular motion, whichever you choose depending on your eye. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more just to define that crease and give myself a transition color on top of that e.l.f. primer that we just put down. Now guys, don't worry, we're going to do a lot of blending, so this part does not have to be perfect. I sometimes go back in time and time again to get it correct. Next we're going in with our Makeover Essentials Book of Color, and that color is brown. We're going to use that color a little bit lower than what we put the transition color, and I'm starting with an angled brush. And that's by Real Techniques. So we're going to go in and start to shape our crease, but it isn't going to be the final shape. This is just how I start mine to give myself some type of a guidance to make it match the other eye. Going back in again, deepen it towards the tail end of the crease and a softer hand towards the inner part of the crease. What I'm now doing is flicking the eyeshadow back. I want to blend it without doing a sweeping or a circular motion, so I'm sweeping it back using the angled brush on a flat side and just pulling back on the shadow. Going back in for a little bit more to define again, and this will happen several times throughout this video. Forgive my background, you guys. I figured I have to do it where the lighting is good. Still haven't gotten my lighting back, but lighting yet, excuse me. I'm getting off topic. So next I'm going in with my Milky White by NYX. I am using a flat brush to just pack that onto the mobile lid. Don't worry about being too neat, but you definitely don't want to go over that crease line that you just cut and created. So I typically drag it all the way out and all the way in, closest to my inner tear duct. And then you definitely want to use some small strokes to blend that out. Again, I'm going back in with my Real Techniques angled brush, and I'm picking up more of the brown. I am trying to get these two cut creases as similar as possible. But again, they are not twins, they're just sisters, so don't worry if it isn't exactly perfect. Flicking back, and that's going to create a blending effect. It's going to blend the shadow back into my transition color. Forgive me, I dropped something, like usual. Next, I'm going to pick up my pressed powder by Black Radiance, and that's in Warm Hazel. What I'm going to do is take a blending brush that's by Coastal Scents, and I'm just going to pop that into my transition on top of the first color that I put down. It's just to soften up the harsh dark brown. Once again, I do a lot of blending on my eye looks. I will try to next time speed the video up, but I wanted to give you a detailed description and visual on how I apply my makeup. Everyone is different. More definition on that line. When you're cutting a crease, you want to make sure that your mobile lid shadow color does not blend in to your crease color, because then it's just going to be like a shaded eyeshadow look instead of a cut crease. So we definitely want to define that crease as much as possible. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm actually looking for a brush that I needed to make the next step with. But here we go. I'm going to pick up the color that's going on to my mobile lid. And that's by Urban Decay Naked One in the color Buck. I am taking the Urban Decay Naked One eyeshadow brush and I'm just applying that in a patting motion all over my mobile lid on top of the NYX Jumbo Milky Pencil. And the reason why I use that is to make the color pop, make it more vibrant. Sometimes you can use a base or a concealer if you have dark circles around your eyes, but I like a very, very vibrant eyelid, so I decide to use the milky color. Again, I'm patting it in, trying to avoid that crease line that I just created. We don't want to have to keep fixing it, but it's always possible. I noticed that in this look, one of my eyes had gone higher on the cut crease, so I am again going to go in with my Real Techniques detailer brush and define that cut crease line slightly a bit more to make it match the other eye, once again, as close as possible. Still using my flicking motions to make sure I don't have any gaps in my shadow and it's just an even flow. So for those of you that were inquiring how I do my makeup with my long nails, here you go. It's not a problem. We use our fingers just as everyone else without nails. So now I'm going in with my RC, it's actually crown brush. It's a crown blending brush, and I'm just going to blend those colors in a bit further. Drop something again. I'm so clumsy. You guys know the routine. But back to what I was saying. So we're going above the transition color with that shader brush, and we're just blending all of the colors together. I should have been more organized. Next, I'm going to take that same color Buck out of my Urban Decay Naked One, and I'm using that as a brow bone highlight. Softly dragging it to the front of the brow and packing it a little bit more towards the tail end of my eyebrow. Now, because I didn't have the Jumbo Milk up on top of my eyebrow, the same color, of course, looks a little bit darker than what it looks on my lid. Going back in with another blending brush by Coastal Scents, I am actually just blending a little bit further. No worries, guys, we're almost there. Finishing touches on that mobile lid. I want to pack in the color and make sure it's enough buildup to match my other eye. Getting in now with a tiny, tiny brush by RC. I am just making sure that that crease looks good. As you guys can tell, the cut crease is darker towards the tail end of the crease and a little lighter towards the inner side. Now I'm picking up my Coastal Scents liquid eyeliner in Jet. I'm starting in the center of my eye. Sorry guys, I got out of focus. And I'm pulling my eye over just a bit so that I can get a more defined line, dragging it up to create my wing liner. Once I have the shape I want, I go in towards the middle and the very beginning to make it perfect. Now I'm just defining the wing liner, making sure that it matches on both sides. Next, we're going to have to do something with that bottom lash line, ladies. So let's actually go in with milky white on the bottom lash line. Again, we want that color to pop, so we're going to apply that on the bottom lash line to prep the eye for the color. And that color is going to come out of my Coastal Scents, the 22 Smoky palette, and I'm going to use the color green. And it looks like that. So you want to apply that to the bottom lash line. I drug it all the way up to the inner tear duct as well. Looking for something as usual. My vanity is in the process of getting set up, so I'm excited. Next, we're going in with our Jordana Loose Pigment in the color gold. We're going to pop that right into our inner tear duct and slightly on the bottom lash line. Just brightens your eyes up just a bit. You want to make sure that they match once again, as close as they possibly can. Just touching up the other eye since I've abandoned her. Finishing touches on the mobile lid so we can get ready to apply our falsies. First, we want to go back in with a little bit of that brown that we used as a transition color to soften up that green eye, just applying it slightly beneath it with an angled brush, softly blending the colors together. Going back in one last time with a blending brush, I'm just getting my final touches on that blended eye. Okay, so off camera I went ahead and applied my falsie. You can use any type of false lashes of your choice. I used the Lash Corp eyelash glue, and that's what I use to adhere the lashes to my natural lash line. On my bottom lash line I used my Response mascara in the color black. And this is the end result. So it was pretty quick and simple, a little bit of a steady hand to cut the crease, and anybody could do it. I hope you guys like it. I guess I should try to take this ponytail out, do something with myself here. Yeah, so shake out the locks, or brush the weave, or even comb your natural hair, girls, and you will be ready to go. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.